Hey, what's going on, everybody? Boilon here, and a happy Bucky Barnes Day. Well, that's going to be tomorrow, because tomorrow at 2 p.m. we have the Brother in Arms event, which is going to be the main unlock event for Bucky Barnes, and we're going to be talking about today how you're going to unlock him, but also how you're going to maximize your shards for him free to play, and how you will be able to get, hopefully, up to a 4-star. There's a few little things that I want to point out, though, in this video, and there are some nuances about how you're going to actually be able to get those 180 shards because of the way that the leaderboard payout works and whether or not you're actually going to be able to get there for what you need. So we're going to talk about all that and more in today's video. So if you're ready to go, then let's boil this down. So, of course, this information does come from the blog post from Friday, and I always, release these videos out a day before the event goes live, so it's fresh in people's minds. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button to keep the notification bells going and all of that stuff so that when these events go live, that you're keeping up to date, because this is really important that everyone's up to date on the event news so that you know exactly how you're going to be able to get everything done. And also, do keep track of the Discord where this will be posted. The math will be posted later on, about 6 to 8 hours after the video goes live. Also, don't forget to subscribe. I know there's probably still a lot of people out there who watch this video but aren't subscribed to the channel, so make sure you do that. Anyways, particularly I want to kind of point out the chart. So I don't have, because I'm recording this a little bit early, I don't have it in game right now to show you guys. But there is some nuances with the shards and how many shards that you're actually going to be able to get from this event. So it starts off pretty easy, 5 shards, 10 shards, 10 shards, and the victory flags all along the line. But you do actually need to get pretty far down, milestone 39, to get the last 20 Bucky Barnes shards. Now, this is actually a total, if I'm not mistaken, it's 140 shards just from the milestone. You need to get to here, milestone 35, for the character unlock. But if you want to go all the extra way to get the 4-star, you actually need to involve yourself in the leaderboard, because the leaderboard actually has shard payouts, and we're going to talk about that as well when we go through the math. I just wanted to point out, what you get, because, we know that there's some whalestones out there. The biggest way that you're going to get points outside of the limits, though, in this event is actually through training orbs. So hopefully you guys have all been hoarding your trading orbs. I mentioned this in some previous videos last week and from the blog post and all of that. Actually, sorry, I didn't do a blog post video, so that's my bad. I forgot I was away for the Friday, but I did talk about this in previous videos last week about how you're going to need to save up the training orbs to open them for this event. And one thing that I want to point out actually is 2 things about this, because the way that the training orb leaderboard is going to work, if you guys, now is mine still here, but my rank reward for the last event, is it down here? Evil Invasion. This required gold orb opening, and I got 3 to 10%. Now, I opened a crap ton of gold orbs, wow, not a crap ton, but I thought there was, over 70 gold orbs, and I was not able to crack the top 2%. And so for that reason, I think that I'm also not going to crack the top 2% for the leaderboard for this event for Bucky Barnes. So when it comes to the payout, it's going to be really challenging for you to get that. Unless you've been hoarding since the dawn of time and you have a shit ton of training orbs to do that. I have a lot myself. I got over 100 training orbs to open, but I don't think that's going to be enough. So my training orbs are here. Actually, I have 123. Maybe I'll have enough. Honestly, I have no idea. But the point is that if you want to kind of make up for not getting that 1 to 2% on the leaderboard, then I personally recommend you opening up a couple of Kid Commando orbs for Bucky. Maybe 2 orbs, because that'll make the difference for the shards in order for you to get that 4-star free to play. So that's something that I would keep an eye out, because I don't think a lot of people are actually going to get the 1 to 2%. We're going to talk about that, though, when we talk about the math. So I want to jump in here. I have the leaderboard here off to the side. We're going to cover this after we go through it. So the Brother in Arms event, April 13th. It's a 7-day event, and luckily the screen time required for this is not that high, because it's primarily through raids, which is, pretty simple, and the rest of it is just campaign energy and training orbs, which, does not really take, screen time as such. 330,000 if you want to max it, but that last milestone is I'm still going to call it a whalestone unless you got a crap ton of training orbs. But in terms of what you get out of that, It's not super important anyway, so I wouldn't really be bothered about that. You get an Elite 5 orb. You do get some blue 5 ions, but it's not the end of the world, because if you see, there's such a huge gap between 185k and 330k. So there's a huge gap for that. The event item, you do need to get to 107,000 milestone points, though, and there's a total of 36,000 victory flags, sorry. 140 Bucky shards. I say 20 is a bit unreasonable, so that last one, you can still get it, but you're going to need to save training orbs to get that. And if you don't have the training orbs hoarded, then you're not going to be able to get there. But good news is hopefully if you've been able to farm this, the Rule Britannia, this is really helpful for you getting additional training orb fragments. They had this on the Cap World War II as well. If you are doing the challenge version, then that's super helpful. But if you're not, then don't worry. But even the story mode has like some minor training orb fragments. So that's going to help you to be able to, you know, clear where you need to get to for this event, hopefully. So people with, I'm going to say moderate engagement, but you know, their words are a little bit different in terms of what they perceive as moderate engagement to heavy engagement, etc. The raid battle, so you get 500 flat. This time there is no limit, hopefully, right? And I'm going to do this again, only because it's not in the game yet. But I remember the last event where it said 500 points per raid battle, and it ended up being capped. So, for now, it's not. You do get 2,000 points per Nick Fury, a cap, Union Jack, 5,000 if you happen to have Bucky unlocked a little bit early, and then, but you should be able to get him throughout the event, so you should be able to add that 5,000 on later. And then if you happen to have bought Iron Fist, his offer is going to be on Friday, that you can get 15,000 points that way. But, you know, for the most part, people are only going to get this stuff above. So the 6,000 from the other characters, 5,000 for Bucky, and then the raid battle stuff. You do get 10 points per campaign energy, which is a lot. We're going to talk about campaign energy calculations, and this is actually worth a very good chunk of the milestone points for this. And then you basically are bridging the gap with training orbs. So anything, or, you know, however far you want to push for this event, or, you know, what milestone you want to reach, that those 2,000 points per training orb will help you get there. But let's talk about the raid battles. So you should be able to at least do 20 raid battles reasonably daily. This is 10 from your Doom or Ultimus, and then 10 from your Greek. So that's 20. So this times 500, and then you're going to do this over 140 over the course of 7 days. So it's 140 times 500, and you're going to get 70,000 raid battle points. Now, I said that you're also going to get an additional 6,000, which is reasonable for the other three characters. You probably will get Bucky in there, so I mean, you could probably reasonably add that in too, because I think towards the end of the event, you should be able to unlock Bucky free to play, hopefully if you get those 100 shards. So that's 11,000 there. So between the raid stuff, that's 81,000, and if you look at the event points that you need, it's 107,000. You do need 185 though for those extra 20 Bucky shards, so keep that in mind. But as far as getting to the event item, it's not that tough, because that's just one portion of the event here. Now, the campaign energy part, I've talked about this a million times. So the free-to-play energy, by the way, is just your daily accumulated energy. It's not that you can cap out at 288. It's just that if you spend it, you know, a couple times per day, you get about 288 per day based on 1 energy per 5 minutes. Free refresh, you get 3 of these, 80 times 3. The core refreshes, so this is just the 50 cores. You can do this to get up to 480 energy there, and you get 100 from the web milestone. That gives you a total of 1,108. Now you multiply this by 10, you're getting about 11,000 daily points, and then times that by 7, you're getting about 77,500. So that's another subtotal here. So you add this on with the 70,000, with the 11,000. You know, this is pretty good, right? You know, it's not a lot. And so basically what you do to understand how you're going to get those additional Bucky shards is you just add up all of that and you subtract it from 185,000. And that brings you up to about 26,000 or so, which means that you do need to open about 14 training orbs to make up for that. So it's 2,000 points extra. This is basically, if you've done all of this above, how many training orbs are you going to need to open in order to get those last Bucky shards? It's going to be about 14, because, you know, it has to be more than 13 or whatever, or you're spending campaign energy or what have you. But how are you going to get that 4-star Bucky Barnes? And that's where we need to take a look. And I'm going to zoom out a little bit here. This is where we need to take a look at the leaderboard over here. So this is the leaderboard portion, right? And so you can see how it's broken up. 76 to 100, 51 to 75, 26 to 50, 11 to 25, 3 to 10, and then 1 to 2. So you get 40 shards, or sorry, 140 shards from the milestone, and you need these 40 shards here at 1 to 2% to get that 4-star Bucky Barnes. But, you know, what I told you before, like, I got 3 to 10% on my Evil Invasion milestone, which involved opening orbs. It involved opening gold orbs. And so that's why I think that unless you got a shit ton and crazy amount of orbs, these sort of orb opening events bring out all sorts of people. So it's very unpredictable and very wild in terms of like how many people have hoarded. And so being able to secure that 1 to 2% is very difficult. You're looking at like top 6,500, maybe top 7,000 in terms of your score, which is going to be incredibly hard to do. So because I don't think that a lot of people are going to be able to do that, even if you're well-meaning and you've saved and you've hoarded a deal of training orbs, I don't think it's guaranteed. So basically you should be able to get 3 to 10% though if you've tried and you've done all the stuff that I mentioned in this video and you have a decent amount of training orbs saved. But what that means is you're going to be about 170, actually you might be 175 because you get 5 for free, right? From the free claim that happened a while ago. So what I recommend you doing is if you're not sure if you're going to hit 3 to 10% or the other threshold, that you should buy 1 or 2 of these Kid Commando orbs. If you think you're going to hit 3 to 10%, then very likely you're going to be able to get the 6 shards from BUCKY Barnes, and that's going to give you what you need to get a 4-star. However, if you're not sure if you're going to get that, if you think you might get 11 to 25%, that's 20 shards, which means you're going to be about 15 shards short of that 4-star, which means you may need to pull 2 or 3 of the Kid Commando orbs in order to make that 4-star happen. So it's entirely up to you what you guys want. I think that BUCKY Barnes is going to be a very solid character. I think, you know, as you can see, I did unlock him early on. So with the shards from this event, I'm very hopeful that I'll be able to get 5-star at the end of the leaderboard and all of that. But how far? I mean, I might as well open all of my training orbs and see what happens, because I don't know when the next time there's going to be a training orb event. You know, knock on wood, you know, there might be another one, but so far, you know, there isn't. There is, however, going to be another gold orb opening event, the shopping spree, that is going to be involving gold orbs. So be careful about opening too many of those, because you might need to save those in order to actually complete this event. So just wanted to be a little bit clear. And by the way, like I said before earlier on, this will be in my my Discord in Boilon's Resources. I always post this stuff there, normally about 6 to 8 hours after the video goes live. You can also catch it actually in the Marvel Strike Force Players Voices Discord as well. It does get linked there as well if you happen to be following there too. That's another topic for another video though. And of course, everyone, good luck on BUCKY Barnes' event that's going to be starting on Thursday at 2 p.m. barring any weird delays or subject to change blog post nonsense. If there is anything crazy that gets changed between now and then I'll be sure to let you guys know both on YouTube and on Discord. So make sure you're following to find that out. So until next time, everybody, stay safe and healthy, and I'll see you all later. Boilon signing out.